Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am sorry about sort of the weird setup and the weird lighting and the weird everything. I have tried to film this video now 4 times. This is the 5th run and I'm having to film it on my iPad and it's just all not going well for me. It is an extremely hot day here. We are in the middle of a heat wave. So it's about 38 degrees where I am. I've had to turn the aircon off so it doesn't affect the audio. So I'm going to be a sweaty mess throughout this video. So I'm already going to apologize for it. But I did want to get this video recorded and out because I said I was going to do it last week. And I think it's a topic that really still needs discussion even in 2018, which is a little bit sad, but I do believe it is a topic that does still need to be talked about, and that is body confidence and body positivity. So body confidence and body positivity mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Some people think it is only a term that can be applied to plus size people, and others believe it is not a term at all and it is just an excuse to justify obesity and to promote obesity. I personally think both views are wrong. I do not believe that body positivity and body image issues are solely belonging to plus size men and women. I believe anyone can have those kind of issues, and I will sort of give an example of that in a minute. But I also don't think it is glorifying obesity to say you should learn to love yourself. I think that will make more sense when I explain what body positivity means to me and how I sort of define it. But I do obviously just want to put in the disclaimer here that these are my views, this is my journey, this is how I define body positivity and what it means to me personally. So you may or may not agree with everything in this video. You may take bits apart that you agree with and take that into your life, or you may choose to throw the whole video in the trash, and that's absolutely fine. That's your prerogative. But please just remember these are my views. I am not forcing them down your throat, as you should not try to force your views down anybody else's throat. So with that being said, I'm just going to jump into the video. So what I said earlier about it not being a topic that is solely belonging to or kind of owned by one body shape or type, I mean that I have seen a lot of my friends go through body image issues and they don't love their body. They have really toxic relationships with their body, and they are women now, but girls then, who were much smaller than me. My best friend in primary school, who is still one of my best friends, she was bullied more in primary school for being skinny than I was for being fat. She was a very thin girl. She was not unhealthy, but she was a very thin girl. And people used to say to her that they didn't want to hug her because they might bruise her or they could snap her and she would just crumble. She was so fragile and she needed to eat more food. So they would try to force feed her food because they thought she was too skinny. And she got teased so badly, it really affected her, and it affected her body image for ages. And it has taken her years to come at peace with her body and realize that this is just how her body is. She is just a naturally very thin girl, and she does not put on weight no matter how much food she eats. That is just her metabolism and how her body works. She just does not gain weight that way. But it took her so many years to get over the hurtful things that people said. And even now, I have friends who don't believe they look good. And they are not big girls. They are size 8, size 10, size 12. But they believe they have to lose more weight in order to be pretty or to be more attractive. And I just think, I don't think they need to lose it. I think they are absolutely stunning women as it is. But they themselves don't see that. They don't see their body as being beautiful, strong, powerful, and lovely. They just don't see it. For them personally, that's just not what they see. And I find that really sad because I think everybody should love their body. So what body positivity means to me, and it may sound very silly and very cliche, is being happy mind, body and soul. And that can be in very small things, and that can be in very, very big things. It really doesn't matter. I was down the coast a couple of weeks ago with my best friend, and we were swimming in the ocean, and there were quite a few people around us, and there were families, and they were all having a good time. It was a very hot day, and I was swimming in just swimmers and a very small tank top, and I was swimming in the tank top because I forgot to take it off. But I have taken years to build up the confidence to wear just swimmers to the beach, and to be able to take my clothes off and go in the water and not worry about what other people are going to say or think of my body while I'm enjoying the water. And I remember saying like an offhand comment to her, like, it just feels so nice to be able to swim in the water without all these clothes weighing me down. Because for years I would swim in very long shorts that went past my knees, and they were proper clothes, so when they get wet they're heavy, and I would swim in really long sleeved shoulders, which was great for sun cancer, very dangerous for swimming, because they weren't the rashi material, which is like a swimsuit material, like it's a, oh my god, what are they called? Like a scuba suit. It's like a scuba suit material, and it's to protect you from the sun. But it is close to your body. Obviously, if you have body image issues, you're going to wear loose fitting clothing. And the problem and the danger with swimming with that is that it becomes really heavy. So as you're swimming in the ocean, you have waves and tides and currents and sand and all of these different things that are pushing and pulling on your clothes, and you get really tired because you've actually got a couple of extra kilos now just in clothing because you're wearing so much extra clothing. And I would watch my friends when I was in high school, and we'd go swimming at the local dam. I would watch them just whip off their shirts, and they would have a bikini top underneath, and they would just run in the water carefree. And I'm sitting there like, okay, well, I'll just go in the water now. And I was fully clothed. I didn't even own swimsuits, so I'm swimming in my normal bra and underwear because I didn't even own swimsuits. And in fact, the first time I bought proper swimsuits as an adult was my very first video that I uploaded on YouTube in December 2015. And that was, no, December 2016, sorry. And that was a haul from Swimsuits for All, and I figured I would literally dive into the deep end, no pun intended, and try and see if I could feel more comfortable wearing swimsuits in public. And it has taken me a year, but I'm there. For me personally, I don't really like bikinis on me. I prefer one pieces, though I have figured out a style of bikinis that work for me, and I'll come back to that in a few minutes. But I just think it's so important to be happy and confident and comfortable in your own body, and that's why I really wanted to make this video, to sort of share that. And to me, that's what body positivity is. But it is a continuous journey. It's not something that you're going to wake up tomorrow and be like, oh, I'm completely cured of all my body insecurities and I love my body, I love everything about my body. I don't think anybody can do that. I also don't think anybody can be body positive 24/7, 365 days a year. I do not think that that is possible, because everybody has insecurities and everybody has really bad days. But I think the difference is that if you are body positive, you recognize that you are having a bad day, and you know that tomorrow you're going to feel better, or you do things to try and pull yourself out of the slump. And you also recognize, like for me, I recognize I don't love my entire body in bits and pieces. I love my entire body as a whole. I love my entire body for what it is, for what it has done for me, and what it will do for me in the future. But I don't love every little bit and piece of it. And I think that's what is really important for me for body positivity, because I do not love my stomach. I have an issue with my tummy. I have back rolls that I am insecure about. I also have a double chin here that is very evident throughout this video that I can be very insecure about. I also have a flat bum and I have my nan to thank for that, and I curse her every single day for giving it to me because I have no ass. I have hips but I have no bum. It goes straight from my back to my legs without any curves, with nothing there. And that is something about my body that I don't like, but it is a piece of my body. It is not my entire body, but it still makes up who I am, because there are other parts of my body that I do like. I do like my smile, I like my eyes, I like my hair, I like my hands, I like my legs, and I like my boobs. But they all come together to make up the entirety of me, and I love the entirety of me. But there are individual bits and pieces about my body that I don't like, and I have days where I don't like them, but that's okay, and I think that's completely natural. I think it's unnatural to expect someone who has had a battle for their entire life with their body to suddenly flip a switch and say, oh, I'm gonna love everything about my body. So that body insecurity that I've been working on for 25 plus years, yeah, that's gone now. I'm fine, I don't have it. I don't think that's realistic, and I don't think that's true. I will probably forever have those body image issues. I will probably forever have a issue with my belly and my back and, you know, and my bum. But what I think about body positivity is that you can change those things if you want to. I don't believe and I don't agree with those people who say you can't change what makes you unhappy about your body. I think you are body positive if you change things about your body because you want them to be different. Not because someone has told you, because your friend has told you, your husband, your mother, your father, your friends, your family, or society in general has made an implication that a body part about you needs to be changed. I think if you want to go do something for you, then you are being body positive. I think you are being grown up. If you want to lose weight, I think that's perfectly fine. If you want to go to the gym and you want to trim down, I think that's fine. If you want to go to a plastic surgeon and get a boob reduction or a boob enlargement or liposuction or a facelift or a tummy tuck or butt implants or, I don't know, get your knees done or something. I think if there is something that you want to do about your body and it is genuinely going to make you happier and you are 100% making those steps for you and not because you feel like somebody is going to like you more if you do it or society will approve if you do it, I think that is being body positive because you are making yourself happy and you are doing it for the right reasons, or for what I perceive as the right reasons. You are doing something for yourself and not for anybody else. If someone is pressuring you into doing those things and you do it, I do not necessarily think you are being body positive because you're doing it for someone else. As long as you are doing it for yourself and you know that it is going to make you happy and it is a decision that you come to on your own without people trying to force it down your throat, then I think you are being body positive, and I don't think anyone has the right to judge you for doing that. That is what body positivity is to me. You are happy and confident in your own body to make your own decisions and run your own life. That is what it means to me, and it means different things for different people. And I mean, what I'm about to say is probably gonna throw off the whole video, I guess, but the thing is whatever I'm saying to you about what body positivity means to me, you can take it on board or you can ignore it, because body positivity means different things to different people. Nobody can give you a complete definition of what body positivity means. They can't tell you what it means for you, because your journey, your belief system, your experiences will change what it means for you. So while I appreciate you're watching this video and I hope you'll leave a comment and start a conversation with me down below, your journey and your life will mean that body positivity might mean something slightly different to you. And that's fine. That is absolutely fine. But in general, for me, that's what body positivity means. It means being happy through and through, mind, body, and soul, but recognizing you don't have to be perfect. Recognizing that you're allowed to change if it's going to make you happy. Make you happy being the operative word there. You're allowed to do those things because you're in control of your body. It is your body. You have the right to determine what you do and don't do with it. And I think that goes for everybody, whether you are plus size, whether you are obese, fat, curvy, voluptuous, fluffy, whatever word you want to throw out there, whether you are underweight and you have various eating disorders and you're extremely skinny, or you have an average body size and you are between, you know, what society considers beautiful or hourglass or curvy. I think everybody can apply this to their life because everybody has a body. Everyone has a body that they need to take care of, and everybody has a body that they have the right to choose what they do with it. And I just think it's really important that people understand it is their choice what body positivity means to them, and it is their choice what they do with their body for their whole life. Because not everybody is the same. Not every body is the same. Like, for example, my body does not fit the definition of a body shape. So I am not rectangular, I'm not a spoon, I'm not an apple, I'm not a pear, I am not really hourglass, I am not, what's another shape? I'm not square. Like, all of those different shapes that the website sort of give you, like, dress for your shape, and this is what this shape is, and this is how this body shape looks. I never really fit into those definitions because I have boobs and hips and a smaller waist, so I'm sort of hourglass, but most of the time those websites also say you have to be within like certain measurements. So your waist has to be so many inches smaller than the measurements of your bust and hips in order to make the hourglass. Mine doesn't do that. I also have a belly but no bum, so I can't be a pear, I can't be an apple because I have a waist. So I don't fit in really 100% to any of those definitions. And I'm not the only woman who does that. I'm not the only woman who can't say, I'm an hourglass, I'm a spoon, I'm a square, I'm a rectangle, I'm a this or a that. Not every woman can do that. Not every man can do that, because all our bodies are different. And that's just what I'm really trying to stress to you, is that every body is different and everyone's journey is different with their body. And I just think judging somebody else's body based on your experiences and what you believe is the right path is not a really productive way to live your life. So to round up the video, I sort of want to give a couple of tips, even though I understand I've just said, like, ignore what I'm saying in this video, make up your own definition. But I just sort of wanted to give over some tips in case you are personally struggling with your body positivity journey. And it is a journey, it's not something you're going to be able to master overnight. I still struggle with it, and it has taken me all my life, and so many other women do, and men. But I wanted to pass on just some of my tips that I have found has made it easier for me personally to be able to do things. So the first one is that people's opinion about your body means nothing. It literally means shit. And I know that is a lot easier said than done. It's a lot easier for me to say it than for you to put it into practice. But the sooner you accept that somebody who's like that in your life is not worth to be in your life and is not worth to have there in your life, the better and happier you will be. I don't care the excuse of that person. If they're sitting there saying that they're trying to help you, that they care for you and they love you and they just want you to be healthy, they are actually doing more damage than good. And there is a way to approach someone if you are worried about their health. If this person is so worried about your health, they can sit down like a goddamn grown-up and have a conversation with you about it. And because you are an adult, or even as a teenager, you have the right, because it is your body, you have the right to tell them to back off, and they have to respect that. You have the right to say, thank you for your concern, but I'm doing great. Because when people make offhand comments like, are you sure you should be eating that? And maybe you shouldn't go out in that in public because that looks a bit tight. And should you get off the couch and go for a walk? those sort of comments don't help. They actually really hurt, and they do more harm than good, because the chances are the person that they're talking to has had that sort of guilt drummed into them for their entire life. If they are overweight, they know that they are overweight, because they have had society smack them over the head with a goddamn book for their entire life. They know they are overweight. So by you making those sort of comments, that you're not helping, you're making it worse. And unless they've asked for that kind of constructive, well, it's actually not constructive, unless they've asked for that kind of commentary on their life, it's not your business. I don't care whether you are their mother, their husband, their wife, their partner, their friend, their child even. It is not your place to make a commentary on their life. If you are so concerned, sit down and have a discussion with them. And if they don't want your help, you can't help them anyway. You cannot help someone who doesn't want help. And if you're so worried about them, sit down and have the conversation. And if they don't want your help, unfortunately, that's where you have to leave it. People have to learn to respect someone else's decision about that person's life. You can't change them. If they don't want the help and they don't want to change, there is literally nothing you can do. You have to sit back. And that may sound like giving up or being lazy, or I don't care actually what it sounds like. But at the end of the day, it's respecting that person's decision, and you just should do that. If you have someone like that who's in your life, I know it's easier to say it than to actually do it, but trust me, you don't need them in your life. You would be so much happier when you don't have someone making those sort of comments on you and suggesting that you need to lose weight, or, you know, should you eat this, or should you wear that, or should you go here, or should you do that. You will be so much happier when your life is actually in your hands. And if you choose to lose the weight later, great. If you choose to lose it tomorrow, fine. If you choose not to wear that dress because that person has made you feel so uncomfortable, then I'm sorry. But it is your choice to do what you want with your life and your body. The other tip, well, the next tip that I have is to not get caught up in dress sizes and all clothing sizes. And the reason I say this is because I went through a period where I was so upset that I was putting on weight. I didn't want to size up. I didn't want to go from a 14 to a 16 to a 16 to an 18. And then now I'm somewhere between an 18 and a 22, depending on where I shop. So things like that can really play with you if you are trying to learn to love your body as a whole, remember? So if you're trying to do that, it can really mess with you if you are picking up one piece of clothing that is a size 16 and another piece of clothing that's a size 22 and another one that's an 18, and then you're back to 22. It can really sort of mess with you. So my tip would be to cut out the tag. Cut out where it says the size of the clothing, because after a couple of hours, I guarantee you're not even going to remember what size of clothing that is. Most of my wardrobe, I could not tell you what size of clothing it is, because as soon as I get it, I normally cut the tag out. I don't need to know what it is. I don't need to know if it's an XL, an X, an L, an XXXL, or an XL. Like, I don't need to know that. I don't need to feel bad about my body changing and about having to buy a size bigger than I did last time. I just don't need that shit. So I cut out the size tag, and no one will ever know. No one will ever know if that dress is a 16, an 18, or a 20. And it's none of their business. They will never know. All they will see is a woman or a person wearing a piece of clothing that feels and looks fantastic because they're confident and they've bought the right size. And that sort of leads into my second tip, which is actually buying the right size of clothes for yourself. They both tie in together, because it was sort of the same period where I didn't want to size up, so I tried to stay in the same size for a really long time. So I didn't want to go up to a size 16, so I would continually buy a size 14. I would make my mum buy a 14 or a 16, and it would continue to go and go and go. And the longer I stayed in the wrong size, the more unhappy and unconfident and disgusting and ashamed that I felt about my body, because the clothes didn't fit. They fit, but they didn't fit. You know what I mean? Like, I could still do them up. I never bought clothes that I couldn't do up. They didn't fit. And I could tell I was uncomfortable. People could tell I was uncomfortable in my clothing, because the smaller the clothing, obviously, the more that your belly looks, and the weirder that you kind of look in your shoulders because it's all nice and tight, and your bra doesn't sit right, and your shirts don't sit properly, and all of those sort of things. So you're exuding being uncomfortable. I would honestly say to you, even though it may upset you a little bit that you have put on weight or that you need to size up in something, do it. Cut out the tag and do it, and rock that piece of clothing, because it will actually fit you properly, so you will be able to wear it with confidence. It won't cut in, it won't, you know, leave marks, it won't sort of give you a over the top muffin top, it won't, you know, get to the point where it's rolling down even, it won't do anything like that. You'll be able to wear it with confidence, and you will instantly feel better. I can 100% attest to that. You will instantly feel so much better when your clothing fits. And that extends into underwear and bra. If the foundation of the outfit is not correct, it won't look good. If you're trying to wear a tight dress and your underwear is too tight and it's too small and it's creating ridges on your hips, it won't look as nice as if you had underwear that was the right size and it helped everything to smooth out. So really, honestly and truly, just wear the right size clothing. If your bras are starting to get too tight, just go to the shops and get the next band size up. Like, don't deny yourself being comfortable because you're ashamed that you've put on some weight. Putting on weight is not something to be ashamed about. You just need to be comfortable and confident in what you're wearing. And if you wear the right size clothing, you're already giving yourself 3 runs ahead in the confidence race. You are giving yourself such an advantage, because you will feel comfortable, and you'll be able to be comfortable and be confident and happy and pull the clothing out of your wardrobe without feeling terrible. And it sort of is the same thing of, like, I do not agree with buying the goal dress or the goal piece of clothing that you buy. I have done it once and I've never do it again. I have friends who are guilty of it, and I guarantee you are probably guilty of it right now, of having a piece of clothing that is in your closet that you either haven't thrown out or you bought specifically as a goal item. And by a goal item, I mean something that you said, oh, I'll buy this now, it's too small, but I'll buy it now because I'll lose weight and then I'll be able to fit into it. How many people have done that? How many people have done that? I think that is so dangerous because if you don't end up losing the weight and you can't fit into that piece of clothing, it is constantly sitting in your wardrobe as a reminder. And every time you see it, you're reminded of the failure and you're reminded of your body. And then you sort of generate and you encourage feelings of being ashamed and humiliated and hating your own body because you couldn't fit into this piece of clothing. So items of goals and a dress that you want to be able to fit into, I discourage that, because I just think if you don't make the goal, you're doing more damage than good to yourself. And I just would not recommend it. I really would not recommend it. The other thing is wear what makes you comfortable. And by this I mean that I used to think, watching other plus size women, and mainly bloggers and YouTubers, because that's who I really saw being confident, taking inspiration from them, I would see them wear bikinis, wear crop tops and skater skirts and skinny jeans and all these different trendy fashionable pieces of clothing. And I thought for the longest time that in order for me to be successfully body positive, I had to wear that too. And I had to enjoy wearing that. So my tip is, you don't have to do that. What I find comfortable on my body does not mean you have to find it comfortable on your body. And if you don't find it comfortable on your body, that does not mean you are not body positive. I don't think that bikinis look that great on me. I just don't think they do. I think there is a specific style that looks really nice on me, but most bikinis do not work for me. And I used to feel really bad for the most of last year while I was trying to force myself out of my swimsuit zone. I felt really bad because I thought I was failing as someone who was trying to be more body positive. I thought I was failing because all of these other plus size women were looking absolutely fire in their bikinis, and some of them had bigger bodies than me, they had different shaped bodies than me, and they looked so stunning, but there I was looking like a potato sack, and a really sad looking potato sack. And it took me the longest time to realize that what looks good on somebody else's body does not mean it's going to look good on mine. And if it doesn't look good on mine, that doesn't mean I'm not body positive. That doesn't mean I don't love my body. That doesn't mean I'm a failure. So for me, bikinis don't work. For me, skater skirts don't work. They just don't sit right on my body. For me, most shorts don't work. Shorts and I have had a history. I never thought I could wear shorts. I never thought I would find shorts that could sit on my legs comfortably without sort of like riding up in the crotch. And I've managed to find 3 pairs that work. 3 pairs of shorts out of 25 years of living on this planet. And I can tell you, I have spent the money to find the shorts. So I have only managed to find 3 pairs of shorts that actually work. And other clothing items like play suits and jumpsuits are really hit or miss for me. Sometimes I can look really nice. I love my body in them. I think I look really pretty and flattering and sophisticated and beautiful. But then other times I think like pancake butt has reared its ugly head, and oh, I really don't like how it sits on my waist a little bit here, and I don't really like how it's grabbing at my legs. Like, I go through the motions with these clothing items, but I still keep trying, and I figure out the ones that do work, and I send back the ones that don't work. And I think that's okay. Me and denim skirts. I mean, if you saw my Boohoo haul, which was 2 videos ago, I have not owned a denim skirt in years because I could never find one that fit. This one actually fits. It's a miracle. It fits and it looks really good. It's the only denim skirt in my entire wardrobe, and I have a big wardrobe. But there's just certain things that just don't fit. They don't look good on your body, and that's okay. Skinny jeans happen to look good on me. Well, I think they look good on me. I quite like the style of distressed jeans, so I keep buying them. I don't need any more, but I keep buying them. And I quite like how they look on me. I don't think I have a problem with how they look on me. So that's something that I've managed, that's a trend that I can accept. But for the longest time, I thought that if I didn't like a piece of clothing on me, that meant I didn't like my body. And that's not true. If you see your favorite blogger or YouTuber wearing a bikini or wearing a maxi dress, wearing a play suit, wearing skinny jeans or something like that, and you try to pull it off and you don't like how you look, that does not mean you are not body positive. That does not mean you are a failure. That does not mean there is something wrong with your body. It just means that that one piece of item of clothing doesn't work for you. That's all that means. That doesn't mean you shouldn't keep trying. That doesn't mean you should never try and branch out in fashion again. It just means that that one piece of clothing may not be for you. My other piece of suggestion is, don't just wear it once. Don't just try it on once. If it fits but just doesn't look right, give yourself a week or a couple of days, whatever your return policy is. Give it a couple of days. Come back later, try it on again, and you might actually change your mind and go, actually, I look really good. Sometimes if your mindset is wrong, you're going to project that you look worse than you do. So give yourself the time to actually figure out, is this how I look and do I like it or not? Or is this how I'm projecting that I think I look, but I actually don't? That's probably one of my, one of the biggest things that I really want to stress, because that was something that I personally really struggled with, and was something that when I realized it, I thought more people need to know about that. More people need to understand that they don't fail if one thing that looked great on someone who they looked up to doesn't work on them. That doesn't mean they don't love their body. It just means that their body is different and they just don't suit that one piece of item. Or maybe they don't think they look good, but other people might see them and think, damn, I wish I looked like them. I think our brains have tripped so much and sort of made us doubt ourselves to the point where we think we look so much worse than what we actually do. And everybody around us is doing the same thing. And everybody around us is so self-absorbed in their own problems that they're not worried about what you're wearing. They're not worried about what you're thinking. They just don't care. They don't care what you're thinking and doing. And I mean, people in real life, obviously people on the internet are different because they're keyboard warriors, but people in real life are very rarely going to come up and say anything to you about what you're wearing and what your body looks like and what you're doing and what your face looks like. They're very rarely going to come up and actually confront you. And I just think if everybody could learn those sort of things and learn that their body is their business, what they do with it is their business, they have the right to make those choices about their body, I think everyone would be more happy. Everyone would just, I don't know, calm down. Because it's just, yeah. I see comments all the time on other women's Instagrams of people making just really vile commentary on how they look, and it's unnecessary. It really is unnecessary. But anyway, the very, very, very last thing, I swear, because I know this is long as it is, but the very last thing that I want to say is, again, this is going to be easier to say than to do, but just jump in. Because the longer you put it off, the more excuses you're giving yourself, and you will most likely not end up doing it. If there is something that you wanted to do, like for me last year or the year before, it was wear a swimsuit in public. And for me, I couldn't sort of gradually work my way up to that. I had to literally jump in the deep end. And I committed money to it. I bought them online and had them delivered. So they were sitting there and I had the choice. I could either let them rot in my cupboard or I could take them out and I could wear them and I could try them on and I could have some fun with them and take some photos in them and put them on the internet, as I ended up doing. And I could go out to a beach and see what happened. And lo and behold, nothing. The world didn't stop. No one said anything to me. Every single time I've done this, nothing negative has happened. No one said anything to me. I've never even caught the eye of someone who I thought they're judging me, because everyone's so self-absorbed in their own life. No one gives a shit what I'm wearing. So honestly, just do it. Pick a time, and even if you do it slowly. So if it is something about, like, swimsuits is an easy example, but if you have a pool yourself, go outside and swim in just the swimmers. Don't use a cover up. And dip your toe in and, like, do it slowly and gradually build up the confidence. And then maybe when you next go to a public area to go swimming, you will wear your swimmers, but maybe you'll wear a shirt but no bottoms, or the other way around, or something like that. And you just slowly build up the confidence. And honestly, it just feels so good. It feels so freeing. I can't really describe it to you, but it really does feel so freeing to be able to do it. And I really want to spread the message that everybody should be able to do this and everyone should be able to experience it, and everybody should be at peace with their body. You shouldn't be at war with your body. It is the only body that you're going to get, and you deserve to treat it how you want to treat it. If you want to trash your body, that is your choice. If you want to treat it like a temple and be a vegan, then that is your choice as well. If you want to indulge in your food and you still exercise but you just have more weight, that is your choice. And I just think everybody has to get off each other's backs and stop trying to be a nanny state and stop trying to tell other people how to live their life and make a judgment call based on what they look like. So I'm sure that there will be people who, if they see this video, may try to make a statement about how I look and about my life. But the truth of the matter is, those people don't know me. They don't know my medical history. They don't know my blood test results. They know nothing about my heart or my cardiovascular system and my arteries and all of that sort of stuff that people love to throw at other ones. They don't know any of that. And 9 times out of 10, they haven't been studying as a medical professional. So at the end of the day, their opinion doesn't work anyway, because they're not a doctor. They don't really know what they're talking about. They're just vomiting up what society has told them is the correct opinion. So I really wish people could accept themselves and accept that other people are going to be different and just get on with it. I don't think it's going to happen, but it certainly is a goal for 2018. So that is it for this video. I know it is another very long video back to back with my freelancing video from last week. So if you have managed to stick through this one, or if you stuck through both, thank you so much. I really do appreciate your support and you sitting here watching me ramble at you for probably what's going to be like, I don't know, 40 minutes or something. I really do appreciate it. I hope you did get something out of this video. Even if you didn't entirely agree with all of it, I really hope you did get something out of it. And I would really like to know what you think body positivity is down below, or if you are trying to be more body positive, I would really like to know what you're doing. Or if you have any other tips about being body positive, please share them down below in case somebody watching this video wants more tips. If you have not already, please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Again, I've already said that, but subscribe if you have not already, because it does mean a lot to me. I am trying to grow my channel and I would really appreciate it if you stuck around. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you very soon. Bye!